Hey guys, welcome back to Selenium for Java February 2025 Batch Online Training Session 1. So, today, what will be our agenda, what we are going to discuss it. Okay, we'll start very slowly because in case you want to learn anything, suppose you want to learn anything, right? You need to learn first alphabet. Then once you are comfortable with the alphabet, then you can create a sentence, right? In case you are knowing A to Z, then you can create a sentence, that automation testing or Selenium automation, like that. After you are comfortable to create a sentence, then you can learn how to create a page. So that is the way I'll be covering the session. So it will be from the scratch. Any automation testing knowledge is not required. In case you want to learn the stuff, you just go through the thing properly, follow thoroughly and sequentially, and after that you will get the good confidence in Selenium UI automation testing with Java. So today I'll cover what is the objective of the training, what are the topics will be covered, what are the additional benefit you will be getting from the sessions, what is software testings and principles, what automation testing and why automation testing coverage and key consideration, automation testing lifecycle, Selenium introductions, WebDriver introduction, and along with Maven, how to create a sample Maven project, how to add the dependency, what are the Salient feature of WebDriverManager in Selenium, right? Live before and after introduction of Selenium WebDriver, how you can do the other setup like Eclipse, WebDriver, all this stuff setup you can do with the Selenium 4 versions, how you can develop your first test script for the Chrome browsers and Firefox browser, what are the different operations you can perform on browsers, web page, web element, WebEdit Box and link, and what are the web element locators. Okay, so what is the objective of the training? So maybe you already having some exposure in the testing, functional testing, or you already work in the in the automation testing, but maybe you are not in touch. So here I will be covering the stuff from everything from the scratch. Primarily I will cover Selenium WebDriver thoroughly. Then you can learn basic to advanced Java. Then you will be learning like TestNG framework, right? Then you will be learning data-driven keyword hybrid framework along with the BDD, and everything will be scratch and step by step. So that is the way you will be learning it. Okay, so what are the topics I am going to cover it here? So I already shared the syllabus, you already seen. So there will be total 12 classes, mostly weekend 7 to 9 p.m. IST, right? In the session 1 I already told, session 1, session 2 and session 7 I'll cover that Selenium related part. So one session 1 and 2 covered on the Selenium, I will simply move to the Java. So there are 4 days covered from the Java basic to advanced Java, 6 day, and 7 day again I'll cover the Selenium WebDriver complex area. So 7 day will be fine to learn Java and Selenium WebDriver completely. Then 2 day will invest in learning TestNG completely, 8 and 9 day, and last 3 day will purely focus on the framework development. 8 day 11 and day 10 and 11 you will be learning data driven keyword hybrid framework, how to read and write the data from the Excel sheet, what is the importance of Apache PY, all this stuff. And in the last session you will be creating a basic framework from the scratch, again using the behavior driven development or BDD. Okay, so these are the topics will be covered, and apart from that, like you can get some other video related to Jenkins, Git, GitHub, and all the materials will be shared, all the sample code will be shared, and lot of sample framework will be shared. And apart from that, more than 700 800 interview question answer will be shared, which will give you the complete picture, right? Once you're comfortable with the learning, then those interview questions might help you to crack the interview as well. So first focus on the learning. Once you are able to learn the stuff, then you can go for any opportunity. Okay, so what is software testings? So whenever information technology came into the market, right? So in the initial day, there was no such specific testing team was available. Okay, testing we used to perform, it was by the development team. So in the information technology era, right, or the IT era, there are a lot of team you could found, right, in the different project, right? Like development team who are primarily developing the thing, right? Then the testing team who are primarily responsible for testing all kind of stuff. Support team who is to support the real-time environment. Then business analyst who are primarily the business expert, like domain expert, networking expert, and management leadership will be there. So this is the way, right? Our IT team structure is there, but I'm not going to the admin nature, all this stuff. This is purely related to technical part I am talking about. Okay, so just follow the thing sequences. In case you are having any questions, let me know. We can discuss it before or after the session as well. But practice is required, and you need to just give 3 to 4 months honest time, right, to learn it. So first learn it, gain the knowledge. After that you can do anywhere. First go through whatever I'll be covering. Don't try to go here and there. Okay, just focus whatever I'll be covering, whatever code I'll be giving, whatever way I am just trying to let you know. So that will help you first. Okay, so just invest 3 to 4 months honest time. Okay, so 20 years back there was no concept of independent testing team, but nowadays, right, independent testing team, their primary responsibility is not about that functional testing. It all kind of testing with automation, UI automation, API automation, mobile automation, right, performance testing, security testing, and nowadays testing team also involved in the continuous integration, continuous development as well, right. So there are a lot of responsibility added on the testing soldier, so tester soldier, and apart from that, tester need to good expert in the domain, right, domain technology, right, along with that product as well. So they need to understand those stuff, then they can go with the automation. Okay, so in case I want to give you that methodology perspective, right, in the IT days there are two type of methodologies primarily available: waterfall and agile. Waterfall means once you everything, all the code is development is done, after that testing team plays the pivotal role to do the testing. But now the agile world, instead of whole product to be developed and integrated, small quantity of stuff used to, right, develop, and testing them immediately, right, it used to take those part and they used to test it and immediately, right, used to cover it. Okay, so nowadays mostly projects are following the agile methodology. Sometimes some project follows hybrid methodology, mixed of waterfall and agile as well. Okay, so what is software testing? So developer are already developing their product, right, and that can go to the real-time production. Okay, so that problem is that the developer mindset is different. They are developing the stuff. Okay, their mindset is to develop the product, beautification the part. But testing team is independent team, right, who are going through the requirement, or right, analyzes all the requirement, all the acceptance criteria, and they are trying to validate that whether whatever development happens, those are working as per the business expectation or as per the requirement or not. In case something is not working, that will be treated as a defect or bug, and they will just try to ask them to developer team to fix it. Sorry, any questions? Okay, you can unmute yourself in case you are having any questions, otherwise please mute. Okay, so development team will be developing the product, it will hand it over to the testing team. So there are a lot of environment also factor, right. So first development, there is a dev environment. In the testing team level come, there will be some sort of system testing environment, integration testing environment. After that it will go to the UAT, right, UAT environment, and then it will go to the production, and then your life cycle will happen. Okay, so before that, in case you are not aware much, so there is a software development life cycle, software testing life cycle, bug life cycle. I think you still know, but still I can give some idea. Software development life cycle, first you need to do the requirement analysis, proper planning, then development will happen, then testing will happen, then your product will be go to the live and support will be there. In terms of software testing life cycle, right, it specifically talks about the testing. Like, so first is the planning, right, how you want to do it, right, where you can create the strategy, test plan, all this stuff, right. You can go through the requirement analysis, all this stuff, planning and requirement analysis. Then you need to do the testing development activity, while be creating the test cases or the test bed, all this stuff. They will be doing the execution, right. Once your everything is done, you'll be tracking with all these things with a bug or defect life cycle will be there, and everything is done. Then you will publish your result to the respective your stakeholder, project management, right, or the business stakeholder. Okay, so that is the way, and support will be there. Okay, so in case I want to talk about the testing, there are a lot of testings available, starting with the development team to the UAT team. First, development team used to do the unit testing as an isolated product, right, isolated component, not as the integrated one. they will be doing it and they will be certifying that thing is still working, and they'll be handing over to the testing team. Testing team will be doing functional testing, non-functional testing. First, they'll be doing the system testing as isolated component wise. Once thing is stabilized, they'll be doing is start of integrating the component. The integration testing will happen. After that, they'll be doing the end-to-end testing, lifecycle validation or end-to-end. That all the integrations starting from the top to bottom, all the flow, happy path flow, exceptional flow, all is working fine or not. Right? Everything is working fine. Then some non-functional testing will be there, where they will try to check the security criteria, security testing, performance, load, test, all this testing will be there. After that, that thing will be handed over to the UAT team, where UAT team will be doing the UAT testings, alpha testing, beta testings might be there at the developer end or the customer end. Once everything is there, no much blocker or right block or critical defect is open, then the code will go to the production, and then it will be there in the production. And in production also some code might be, some bugs might be detected, right? So those bugs we need to figure it out through as part of the continuous support activity. Okay, and apart from that, there's a one kind of testing called usable testing, where you need to see that how this particular application is user friendly to the end user, right? Whoever using the end user, how look and feel is matter, all this stuff, right? That is the way different. Apart from that, there are a lot of testing is there, regression testing, retesting, right? Sanity testing, all this stuff. So you already know, but yeah. So like in case your thing is stable, there might be a lot of releases where you need to do the regression testing to make sure that your existing code did not broken due to your new enhancement or new bug fixes, all this stuff. So there are 7 testing key principles you need to follow whenever you are doing the any kind of testing. It does not matter whether you are doing the functional testing, automation testing, where UI automation, mobile automation, or API automation, not a matter. All the tests should meet the customer requirement, because customer requirement is for our Bible. We cannot deviate anything from the customer requirement. In the requirement analysis phase, in case something is, you are seeing any kind of gap, you can let them know and you can fix the requirement. But after that, your requirement is the stuff where you need to make it as a your thing. Okay, and everything should be driven based on the requirement. Software testing should be performed by different third party. Why? Because in case developer, business analyst, their mindset might be same, and software tester might having different mindsets with different tractions of knowledge, and which knowledge will help you to uncover some sort of defect, right? Software tester might do some sort of testing like boundary analysis testing, right? Maximum, minimum, right? All the permutation combination that might break the system as well. So that is the way you need to certify your product. That is not breaking in any circumstances. Exhaustive testing is not possible. Sometimes your exhaustive testing is not possible due to some limitations of time factor, right? Okay. So you can do the risk-based testing, that you need to analyze what are the critical factor, right, that might impact your system. So you can go through that part and you can first test them with the critical priority area where maximum thing might broke and maximum defect might be encountered. After that, in case time perfect, then you can go to the medium one, then you can go to the low priority testing. All the testing should be contacted before your implementation done, because after implementation there is no point of doing all this testing. That work will be coming as part of support activity. So whatever you are doing the testing, it should be at the earliest. And early testing saves time and money. As early as possible, you identifying the defect that will help the overall project to shorten their timeline, to reduce their budget as well. So testing defects should be discovered at the earliest without delay, and it will reduce the overall cost of the defect. Testing principle follows Pareto analysis, Pareto rule. What is Pareto rule? It is 80-20 ratio. Means 80% problem might come from the 20% area. So you require that knowledge, domain and product knowledge, that where something might broken based on your previous experience, based on the knowledge, based on the landscape, all this stuff. So those 20% you can focus much and you can discover majority of the critical issues, 80% issue from there. Start testing with small component, just like the unit testing, go to the system testing, integration testing, end-to-end testing, like that, and go to the bigger one. So that is the way your testing principles like you need to follow. Then we are talking about testings, functional testing, all this stuff. Then what is automation testing? In the functional testing, say you need to do testing, Suppose you are having 100 test cases, say you already having the idea, and one person can do 10 test cases per day in the execution standpoint. So 100 test case it will take you around 10 days with one data combination. Again, if you want to perform different data combination, so again 10 more days will be there, right? So functional testing might be time consuming, and something can be missed out. Something might be right, you can miss something you cannot validate, you are not able to identify the defect, and multiple permutation combination might not be possible, but it will time consuming, time, effort, money, everything, right? So these are the critical area, right? So in case you want to create same thing, repetitive thing 200 times, 300 times, 500 times, so you need to spend that similar time there. But in case you want to automate this part, so that similar thing, right, you can write the script once and you can execute it 100 times, and you don't need to worry about that. It will be it will running in the background, you can get the result in the morning, right? So that is the way, right, automation testing came into the market to, right, do the repetitions without much effort or without manual intervention, to get the accuracy, to do all the permutation combination, to give the more coverage, all this stuff. Okay, so automation testing is software testing method or technique to test any application and comparing the expected and the actual one. And whenever actual one is different to the expected one, or the requirement, definitely it is a deviation, and also you can same way you can log the defect. Okay, in case manual testing, test cases are executed manually, so manual intervention will be required everywhere, and definitely also it will vary on the experiences. So definitely who are having lesser experience, they might take longer time. The people having more experiences, right, might take lesser time, and people having less experiences, right, they can miss something, or even you are in a hurry, you can also miss something. And maybe, right, in case you want to, right, instead of 3 month time, you are given only 1 week time to test that everything, you will not able to test it also, because you do not have that capacity, all this stuff. So that is the different problem might be there, where automation testing came into the right market. And automation testing is that, right, thing will be driven with the different tools, technology, programming language, all the technology, right? That after that, once you are able to script the testing, right, you can run them without manual intervention as well. Nowadays, in every automation tool, we can do the pipeline integration or continuous integration, continuous development, where you no need to worry about that, right? You can trigger the build on the nightly, and the morning you can get the result through mail and other stuff. Okay, so that is the way. Without manual intervention, you can run n number of time. And apart from that, you can also integrate the pipeline. In case your some build is deployed, immediately it will trigger some sort of regression or sanity soup, right? And in case your build is passed only, then it will be, your build will be deployed, otherwise it will be reverted back. So that is the way. Without manual intervention, you can get more and more accurate result with the other integration. So that is the way. In automation testing is very, very important nowadays everywhere, to reduce your time, to reduce the budget, right, to maintain the project kind of schedule. Okay, so before automation testing, I just need to discuss one important point, right? So you need to understand. In case I'm not sure whether you have heard the term called ROI. Anybody heard the term called ROI and POC? Anyone?
POC, no, that is proof of concept.
Yes. ROI? Okay, we'll discuss it. Okay. So before any automation testing, right, need to be started, you need to just focus on these two parts. One is the POC, the proof of concept, where you need to understand, right, which tool and technology you will be, right, implementing. Whether your customer is happy or your project is happy to bear the product license cost as well. Whether they want to go some free tool. What is your application type, whether it's a client server based application, whether it's a Windows based application, whether it's a web based application, what programming language can be fruitful, what CI/CD tool you can implement it, what in-house tool you can do it, all this stuff it will come under the POC. After everything finalization, then you can start your journey. And ROI means your return on investment, because at the end of the day everything is business, right? Why you are doing automation testing? Because you want to save the time, you want to save your money, you want to maintain the schedule, so that there is no schedule variance. Instead of that 3 month time, you can complete 2 month time. So that is the three important stuff. So I was giving example, right? That 100 test cases you need to execute. So manually or functionally 10% is required. One person can execute 10 test cases per day. So 10 days required. Okay. But first time if you want to automate the 100 test case, you might require 30 days. So functional is required 10 days, your automation is required 30 days. So definitely your ROI is not a positive one, it's negative because you are taking more time, 30 days. But say in case the same test case you need to execute 10 times. So manually it will take 10 into 10 100 days. But through automation, one time activity is to develop the script. After that every time it might take 1 day to execute. So initially 30 to 40 days, after that 10 into 1 days 10 days. So 50 days maximum it will require. So your functionally manually is taking 100 days. So now you are getting the benefit. You are able to save 50 day extra. So your ROI calculation is whatever total functional testing time minus automation testing time divided by functional testing time. That is the way you can get it, right? Overall part. Okay. In case you are able to save some time, effort, that is the thing you can go in the automation testing. Nowadays, couple of customers, then in case they are not having any ROI, still they want to go the automation. That is different story. But until you are able to save something, and from the business standpoint, think about that. Some effort, right? Some revenue, some billing, you are able to save. There is no point of automation, right? You can do. So that is the reason your automation should focus on the area where you will be using them n number of times, multiple times, so that you can get the real time benefit or the return of investment. So automation testing is useful for the different aspects. Like nowadays, first thing is that you need to automate the sanity or the smoke shoot fast, because that thing you can execute daily. For every deployment, small deployment, bug fix, shoot that too fast to understand that your things is happy path flow is basic, the flow is working fine or not. Then you can go with the regression suite. So basic regression suite you can identify, you can develop the script and you can run it for major deployment, that nothing is broken out. Then you can create something, nowadays it is called build validation suite, end-to-end lifecycle validation. So from the starting to the bottom, right, basic happy path flow for all your product type, all your line of business, you can cover it out and you can start and make sure that your happy path flow, end-to-end flow is working fine or not. That is called lifecycle validation suite nowadays. Then you can automate something for the test data creation. So you need to create 100 test data. Manually it is taking 100 times more time, right? But if you automate it, do one to automation, different various permutation combination, you can trigger it out. So automatically same test case will be executed with different permutation combination. So that is the way you can create different type of data, variety of the data as part of a precondition through the automation script. After that you can go in the other area, like you can automate functional testing, integration testing, end-to-end testing, other stuff. Okay, but this is the way your testings will be there. Okay, you can cover the different aspect through automation. But during automation you need to understand that you cannot automate 100%. Even you can do it also, but there is no point of automating couple of areas where that will be executed very less or frequently you need to execute those scenario or test cases. Or maybe sometimes some complexity is there. If you want to automate them, that will be huge time consuming and there might be stuff. So those are the areas you can avoid it. But your focus will be fast to get the return of investment fast. Whatever thing you need to execute n number of time, multiple time, every releases, every day, those part you need to focus it much. And next thing is that your automation thing will be big failure until you are maintaining it properly. Suppose say today you have developed 100 test script, but you are not maintaining them. After 2 months time it will fail because something might get in the application, some flow might be changed, all this stuff. So you need to understand first, right? That you need to develop the first, you need to maintain it regular basis. Otherwise your automation project will be big failure until you are able to maintain them, you are running them properly, you are fixing that code, right? You are changing the business logic wherever is changed based on the requirement changes. So perform automation testings whenever there will be requirement is not getting changed or requirement streamlined. But in case your requirement is changed, there is no point of starting automation much. because again thing will be changes again and again, and you need to invest lot of time to fixing them. Whenever your at least application is not stable enough, there is no point of automating. So your requirement is at least stabilized, your application is stabilized, then though you could start automation testing. Wherever same thing you need to like test is multiple times, n number of times regularly, then you can go to automation testing. And for the big project, wherever there's a time crunch, right, you need to do the testing with particular time frame, you can go to the automation testing. So whenever you are doing the automation testing, couple of right thing you need to choose, that what kind of technology to be automated, whether it's a client server based, web based, Windows based, and based on that, right, you can either go for the open source tool or the license tool, or right your in-house tool, right, all this stuff. How much training is required, how much experienced people is required, right, whether your tool is matching the software testing guidelines or not, right, what programming language, which tool, which framework, those are the stuff you need to right consider before you starting your automation journey for the particular project or for the particular architecture. Okay, I will cover couple of more slide theoretical, but then I will just give a pause to have any kind of questions. Just like the software development lifecycle, testing lifecycle, bug lifecycle, there's a lifecycle called software test, automation testing as well. Right? Planning, design, enhancement, right? Running the script and analyzing and reporting the report. Right? So planning means you need to analyze all the requirement, that which is feasible, what are the stuff you can automate. You need to like analyze your application, you need to analyze your test cases, your tool need to be identified, right, resource need to be identified. That is the way your planning need to be done properly. And what is your right schedule, right, how much you want to automate, right, what is the benefit you want to give it, those part you need to do as part of analysis. After that your design will start, where you will be creating your page library, all the reusable method, right, and you will be identifying all the locators. You are trying to introducing the steps, all this stuff, step by step, whatever, based on your scenario or based on your requirement. After that you need to enhance it. You skipped your happy path flow is not the valid thing, because through automation testing as well, you need to do the assertion, verify in every step whether thing is expected or not, whether this is the link or not, whether in case you are clicking on the link something is opening or not, whether the drop down is there or not, whether radio button is there or not, whether all the radio button value is there or not, whether drop down value is there or not. In case you are filling something with A, whether same value is being displayed whenever your form is submitted or not. Like that is the way. So you need to insert the verification point. You need to debug your script. You need to enhance your framework. So those are the, you need to handle the error, expected, unexpected. Those are the stuff you need to do as part of your enhancement or beautification, right? All this part, because that should be presentable as well. That should follow some standard, organize a standard protocol. All this stuff you cannot do whatever you want to do the automation. No, you need to follow some standard wherever you are working. Then everything is done. You need to debug your script. You need to run your script. You need to analyze whether it's passing or failing. You can integrate with the your like continuous integration or continuous development lifecycle. There are so many tools available, like Jenkins, right, Bitbucket, Bamboo. All this stuff is there for as part of CI/CD. Okay, then you need to, once execution is done, you need to analyze the result, right? You need to deliver the result. You need to report it. You need to share the all the details to your respective stakeholder. And in case some deviation is there, you can log a defect, and that defect can go to the defect lifecycle. So that is the way your automation testing lifecycle also will be there. Then types of Selenium. Initially, whenever Selenium launched, it was Selenium ID or integrated data environment, right? Selenium ID. It is just a record and playback mechanism. Now nobody is using it. After that, Selenium RC came, remote control, right, which is known as Selenium version 1, where Selenium right tool allowed user to use some programming language in creating complex tests. After that, WebDriver came into the market, which is the newer breakthrough, which allows user test script to communicate directly to the browser, right? So controlling from the operating system level. And then Selenium RC and WebDriver merged. Selenium 2, 3, and nowadays Selenium 4 is available. And the last one is Selenium Grid. So in case you want to do the parallel testing, primarily you want to run your test cases parallelly across distributed system, distributed browser, right? Like say you want to execute something in the Windows, Mac, Linux, different browser, all this for different platform browser, you can use that Selenium remote control, or sorry, Selenium Grid, right, for the parallel distributed testing. Advantage, so Selenium is a free tool, so definitely you don't need to invest in license cost, as Selenium is very rapidly or like widely used tools with, like, so that is the one big advantage. So you can get help, right? You can get a lot of documentation, video, everything for the Selenium. You can learn something by your own as well. Selenium support so many languages starting with Java, C hash, PHP, Perl, Python, etc. It supports for all the operating system, Macs, Linux, and Windows. It supports plenty of browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Safari. It is uses very less hardware. Even 1 GB RAM also sometimes work. But if you want to work with the EFT or QTP, right? In case you heard the term called Unified Functional Test or the QTP, Quick Test Proposal nowadays, long back. So it was required that time also 4 GB RAMs. Okay, where hard disk also it will use. But Selenium is very uses very less RAM and less hard disks. And Selenium grids also help in parallel distributed testing. Disadvantage, so everything will be having some advantage or disadvantage. So as Selenium is a free tool, right, you cannot get that support real time, because in case you are buying a license for any tool, in case you are struggling, so that particular company might support you, right? But it's free tool, you are not can get dedicated support. So in case you are struggling something, you need to take help from the right different right videos, go document all this stuff. Otherwise you need to just do the R&D, or you need to take help from support, other support. Okay, sometimes web service testing is cannot be automated in Selenium. Okay, lot of programming language knowledge is required in case you want to work with Selenium, because it is not like that like everything will record and all this stuff. Record playback mechanism not available in Selenium, right? Okay, sometimes it is not a skipless tool as well. So you need to learn that relevant framework programming language to start your journey. Vendor somebody will not be getting it. There is no inbuilt object repository concept, so you need to identify all the object by your own way. And in case you want to integrate something like different reporting stuff, right, external thing, so you need to create your custom library, all this stuff. So these are the couple of disadvantage or drawback of Selenium. Okay, so I'll give a pause, guys. Now I'll start with the basic part, right, where you can try to learn the coding part, okay, and the precondition. So this is the stuff you need to learn, because until you are having the clear right idea, what is testing, what is automation testing, why you are doing automation testing, what is automation testing life cycle, what is the point of starting the automation testing, like ROI, POC, all this stuff, what are different tools technology available, right? So that will not help you. So that is the reasons, right, couple of minutes I have spent on right this area. So definitely you might be already knowing, but couple of stuff you might get complete idea here newly. Okay, anyone, any doubt?
Yeah, nothing from my side.
Okay, yeah, in case in the meantime also, in case you are feeling that like you are required some guidance input, right, you are having some clarification, stop me there, I will just discussing it. Okay, it should not be like one way communication. Okay, yeah, Amrut, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Amrut. Any questions you are having? Okay, fine then. Okay, so previously Selenium 3 was there, nowadays Selenium 4 is there. So I'll cover all the way, whatever way you can learn Selenium. Okay, so first thing is that you would require Java, any versions beyond 1. Right, 11, sorry, Java 11 version, anything. Previously Java 1.89 also worked, nowadays better to go with any version above version 11. So Java is required. Second is IDE, any kind of IDE you can use. IntelliJ, you can use Visual Code Studio, right, VS Code, right, you can use right Eclipse as well. So better to go with Eclipse. And you need to nowadays, in case you are working with the Maven project, so you need not to worry about all your jar files. So you need to download all the jar files from the Maven repository. So first thing is that Java is required, right? You need to install the Java. So hopefully you already know how to install the Java. Still, in case you are not, then just go to this particular site, Oracle site.html. That is the path already given. Okay, this is the path. So okay, already given. Okay, then you could see this is the lot of path Java download, lot of versions available. right? Java version 21, 20 is the latest version. So you could see Linux, Mac, Windows, right? And you can click on that one. Okay, in case you are using Windows, Mac or Linux, based on your thing, you can Windows. So you just click on that, so it will be downloaded. So it's already downloaded for me. Okay, I already downloaded that one. You double click and you need to just install it. Once you install, so what will happen, you need to go to your computer. You can go to your computer C drive, program files. Okay, you can type something called Java. Your Java folder will be visible, and you can see all the latest version is there or not. Then after that, you need to set your path and home variable. So how can you do it? You can go to your my computer, right click here, go to the properties, go to the advanced system setting, go to the advanced tab here, right? Properties, advanced system setting, and before that you can check all the computer details, right? What is the version of the computer, whether it's 64-bit machine or 32-bit machine, all this is the stuff you can get it. Whether you are having available hard disk size or RAM is available there or not, other part you can get. Advanced system setting, go to the advanced tab, environment variables, and in case something is not here, you need to create a new button. You need to create something called Java underscore home, and you need to give the path till JDK. So this is the path you need to give it till JDK, right? Yeah, till JDK, that pin, whatever JDK version, whether say 21, 11, 19, 23, whatever you can give it, right? Name will be Java underscore home, and this is the value you need to give it. Click on next, Java underscore home and the value. This is the first one. It is coming under the user variable section. Then system variable section, if you search something called path, you could see the path variable is already there, and you need to give the path till the bin folder. Till the bin folder, you need to give the path and the path variable. So for me, it's already there. You could see it's there, right? Otherwise, you can click on new and you can add it in case it is not there. This is just two things you need to do for the Java setting. Any versions beyond one Java 11 you can install it. 11, 19, 21, 23, whatever is available. So in case you are not having any Oracle account first time, you need to create an Oracle account first, right? And then you can just install the very straightforward process. And after that, you need to set the home and path variable. Then you will require to install any kind of Eclipse, so here, sorry, any kind of ID, integrated data environment. There are a lot of IDs available, starting with Eclipse, IntelliJ, Visual Studio, VS Code, all this type of IDs available. So if you go to the particular site, right, Eclipse download Eclipse packages. So this is the path already open, right? You can go down. Okay, there is an option called Eclipse ID for Enterprise Java and Web Developer, right? If you are having Windows, Mac, Linux, you can click here. It will be downloaded. It might take some time. It's a big file. Once it is downloaded, it will be available in the download folder, right? This is the zip file will be available. You need to unzip it, right? After that, you need to open that folder once it is unzip, and then there will be something called exe file, right? Application.eclipse.exe file. You need to click it. It will try to open, right, automatically. After that, you need to set the workspace fast, because all your code, everything, all your project will be there in the workspace. So first time you need to create the workspace. Once you set up the workspace, after that you can just open anywhere, so that automatically everything will be saved in the workspace. So that is the second thing you need to do. Okay, so I already installed other Eclipse version, work is already set up, so I'll open that one. But this is I am showing you why, because it will just first time it will ask you to, okay, just go to the workspace, select the workspace. And the third one is, because right now we want to show you about from the Maven one, I'll show you from the normal Java project as well later point of time what are the things required, so you can learn all the way. Okay, so right, Maven dependency is there. So what is Maven dependency? So in case you are creating a normal Java project, right, all the jar file, especially what is Selenium? Selenium is a kind of sort of jar file, lot of jar file where you are having lot of method, interface functions which you can call it, right, to create your code. You could see first time it's asking you to create some set some workspace. You can change anything, right? You can give your name, browse it, anything you can give it. This is the default workpage it will show you. After that you can use as default and you can launch it. That's simple thing. So first time it will ask you, and whatever you are selecting, that will open it all the. You can change the workspace later point of time as well. Okay. So I'll open the other Eclipse version, whatever I already did it. I already created some shortcut as well. To 2022 version, nowadays 2024 version available. Same way, it doesn't look and be only. Okay, you could see already workspace is there, so I don't need to check it. I can simply launch it so that all my whatever project I have created, that will be visible. That's simple thing. In case you are starting new, it will be blank, everything will be blank. So this is the Maven repository folder. So that you don't need to download all the jar files. You just need to give the dependency automatically. System will forcefully download all the jar file from that mavenrepository.com. So that is the difference between a Java project and Maven project. So Java project, you need to create the Java project. After that, you need to manually add all this jar file. Okay, suppose today jar file version is suppose 3, Selenium 3. Tomorrow, in case you want to use Selenium 4, so what you need to do? You need to manually remove the version 3 jar file. Again, you need to manually download and again add this to the project. Right? That is the problem. But here, in case you are using Maven, you don't need to worry about all this stuff. You need to just change the version number in the dependency management thing. Automatically, old will be removed and new one will be replaced. That's the beauty of the Maven. Okay, so this is the 3 precondition: Java, any ID, and then the Maven repository part where you need to download Selenium WebDriver and WebDriverManager. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so what is Maven? So Maven is nothing but a build management tool. It is called build management tool. So everything will be driven through the pom.xml file. Pom is nothing called, it's a project object model. Sometimes you can hard POM called page object model. That is different one. That is a design pattern. Page object model, page factory model, you can learn later. Okay, but here POM is called project object model. So this is called XML file where you need to give all the dependency. So as and when you are entering the dependency, it will try to download all the relevant jar file from the Maven repository folder and it will try to build in your project. So Apache Maven is a Apache is the company from, this is the product of Maven, Apache Maven. It's a software project management tool and comprehension tool. So based on the concept of project object model, Maven can manage projects build, reporting and documentation from a central piece of information. Through Maven, you can completely define your project structure, dependency, test management, build everything. Right? Maven, as and when you are giving that pom.xml, right, automatically it will download all the relevant jar file from the internet first. But in case next time, in case you're already there in your local system, automatically it will not download again. So there are 3 live repositories available: local, right, central, and then remote. Locally, first it will check whether it's locally available or not. In case it's not available, it will try to go for the central one. It will try to download it, right? And remote one is something is different. In case something, right, they are want to create something new or customized part which is not available in the Maven one, that you can do it. That's the repository concept of Maven. Okay. So see how to create a Maven project. Okay. So as and when you are launching the Eclipse, so no project will be there because in case you are starting from the scratch. So you can click on the file, then you can click on the new, and as and when you are installing that Eclipse nowadays beyond version 22, automatically Maven will be there in your Eclipse. So no need to manually download anything on the Maven. So Java project, Maven project, all the things will be default configuration in the Eclipse version something. Okay, so that is the stuff you don't need to worry about. New, go to other. Okay, and you could see here options, right? You can also create a Java project. Simply click on the Java project. I'll show you later point of time. And click on the other here. And if you just having a lot of stuff, you can search with something called Maven. Okay. And you can see here, right? Check out from Maven project. In case you are having already existing project, you can just download it from that software configuration management tool. You can create Maven module. But here we will be creating Maven project. So click on the Maven project and click on the next. Here you can create that simple project. You can skip the archetype selection, but later point of time, it is very complex one, you can also select the archetype, but now you don't need to select the archetype. Default archetype is still fine, and you can click on the next. So here there are 2 stuff you need to give: group ID and artifact ID. What is the group ID? Group ID is nothing but your organization specifier. Suppose in case you are working in a company A, so that A will be your group ID because that should be common for your all your organization. So for me, it's my channel name Haradhan Automation Library. I used to give it. So that is the way I could understand that is created by me. But that is not the project name. That is the organization identifier, the project identifier, right? So I can give something called Haradhan without space or with space as well. Okay, that is the my identifier. That is not the project. Then you can give something artifact ID. You can give your project name. Say Selenium Feb2025 Batch training, and you can click on finish. Simple thing. So it will be created. It will take some time, right? You could see here, creating the project. It will take some time, and it will create the project. Around maybe 30 seconds to 1 minute will take the time. Now if you refresh here, right, file, right, refresh it, automatically that project will be visible. You could see here Selenium Frame 2025 batch training created. If you expand it, now you could see a lot of folder, right? Selenium src main Java, src main resources, src test Java, test resources, right, and GRE library. So by default, in case you are creating a Java project, Maven project, all your Java library should be added to your project. So here only Java library is being added, you could see. And these are the couple of folder. So primarily in case we are working, so we'll be working with the src test Java. But in a big project, we can work in the main Java as well. And these src test resources is nothing. So in case you want to add some Excel file, properties file, right, all this stuff you can place it here. But your code, your package, your class, everything should reside in the src test Java folder. Okay. But in case you are creating some of the like page object model structure, all this part, then you can use all the src main resource. Sorry, Java also. The resources folder will be used primarily to keeping all the resources like Excel file, properties file. Previously we used to have the driver, all this stuff used to can have it. Log, right, logger, all this, but you can do it. So main important thing is that only I am having Java library, but I need to have the Selenium library as well. So how can I add these to your Maven project? So we need to open that prompt.xml file, project object model.xml file. You could able to see here all your whatever you have given, group ID, artifact ID, and version, right, model version. Now here before the project you need to give some enter. You need to give something called dependencies tag first. You could see that is coming. Select the dependencies. Here give some enter. Before the project, make sure that you are selecting that dependency before the project. Now what you need to do? You need to add Selenium WebDriver and WebDriverManager dependency. Okay. So I'll go to that Maven site. I'll type something called Selenium Java, right? And I will hit enter. This is thing is giving, right, org.opinion selenium hkey.selenium, that is the package where I'll be getting that the details. Click here. Now you could see for Selenium all the versions, right, available, right, dependency Maven dependency available. So I will go with some stabilized version. So I'll be using 4.2.27.0. It was came November 25, 2024 only, just 2 months, 3 months back, and lot of usage is there. So I'll click on that, and you could see these are the stuff is coming here. You don't need to worry about. In case you are using Maven, you can take that dependency. You can use Gradle, right? You can use in Kotlin, then you can use all the other stuff, right? This part you can copy it. And as you are using Maven, so that part simply I can copy it from directly from here and paste it here. Simple thing. So all the dependencies added. You could see again dependency is nothing but the group ID is coming from org.selenium package. This is Selenium Java is the artifact ID and the version is 4.20.7, 27.0. So tomorrow instead of 4.27.70 you want to use 4.30.1, 31.0. So you need to simply update it here. And to save it, automatically 27.0 jar file will be removed from the project and automatically it will download that 31.0 and it will automatically add it. Now I have added it, I did not save it. So you could see there is no other, right, library added here. or the jar files added, right? Dependency added. Okay. Then second one is I will go for that WebDriver Manager dependency. So I'll go to the site again. You don't need to just no need to recapture everything. So just follow the process WebDriver Manager. Okay, and type it here and press search. WebDriver Manager. This is coming from io.github. Okay, this is the site WebDriver Manager, and you can use anything. Okay, this is the stable version. I think July 25, 2024 came 5.9.2. I can click on that, so you can any version, and I can simply copy it, and then I will paste it here. Okay, then two dependency I have added, right? I did not save it now. Still dependency is not available folder here. Now I will do what I will do. I will just try to press Ctrl S, save it. Okay, so you could see now it is building the workspace. It is trying to add those dependencies in the project. You could see, right? Some folder is Maven dependencies getting created immediately. Okay, now if you expand it, you could see a lot of things got added. Now your Selenium added. Now your Chrome related driver added, right? All the driver things, Selenium related part, whatever is added there in the dependency, everything is added. These are the jar file added, right? Selenium support, right? WebDriver Manager, everything added. So now these are the package, and from this package there are a lot of interface class and method you can use it. So this part done. Now what I need to do? I need to create a class. So before that, I will just cover what is the WebDriver Manager. The features came later. It was not there initially. So before Selenium WebDriver Manager came, so what you need to do? You need to use that, right? For different browser, there will be different versions. So you need to install that relevant Chrome driver, like Firefox driver based on your versions. Everything is derived. But nowadays, when you want it to install, automatically it will be mapped with the latest version on your browser. Sorry, on your latest browser version on your system. So you don't need to worry about that. So automates the management of WebDriver binaries, thereby avoiding installing any driver binaries manually. So you don't need to install annually any kind of WebDriver Manager manually. So automatically map to your system. It supports WebDriver Managers. WebDriver Managers support different browsers like Safari, Chrome, right, Firefox, Edge, etc. It checks the versions of the browser installed on the user machine and download the proper driver binaries into the local cache. It's not already present. So that is the way it will try to map it. It's offer cross-browser testing without the hassle of installing and maintaining different web browser. Okay. So WebDriver Manager library provide a class called WebDriver Manager. That is the class. There is two concepts, class and interface. Right now, no need to worry about that. In third session onward, Java will be covered wherever you can get to know everything of Java. So these two, maybe couple of the Java concept you might not be familiar. No need to worry about that. It will be covered in the Java session. You can get the client in it. In case you want to go with the Chrome browser, right, you need to do a call webdrivermanager.chromedriver.setup. Similarly for right Gcode driver, it will be Firefox driver or Firefox browser. Okay, Edge driver, you need to call like that way. Okay. So in case before and live, after live, when before came WebDriver Manager came into the market. Okay. So before the introduction of WebDriver Manager, managing WebDriver dependency Selenium testing was a manual process. You need to download the WebDriver binaries, you need to add the WebDriver binaries to the project, you need to setting up the system properties every time, you need to ensure that compatibility is there, the browser version of the WebDriver Manager, right, version was matching or not. You need to handle every time anything is updating. You need to remove that one. You need to again download it and again map it. All this time you need to do it. So it was a kind of time-consuming process. Every time any update browser update, you need to do it manually. Otherwise, your test script will fill all this stuff. Nowadays, with the help of the WebDriver Manager, those efforts completely gone. Automatically will map you the local browser versions. Like it will try to map it and it will try to download everything all this stuff. The introductions of WebDriver Manager greatly simplified this process by automating the download and management of the WebDriver binaries. It eliminates the need of manual download, system property configuration, and version compatibility checks. So WebDriver Manager handles the downloading, setup, version management of WebDriver binaries automatically, ensuring a streamlined and hassle-free experience when working with Selenium WebDriver. One another key feature of WebDriver Manager is the ability to manage different versions of WebDriver. So in case you want to still test with different versions, say I want to test Chrome browser version say 110, 115, 120, 125 like that. So that is also still possible with the help of the WebDriver manager. So multiple browser version you can test it because some couple of area, right, couple of country only 120 is available, couple of country 125 is available. So all the version you need to check it, compatibility check also you can do it. So how to set up your Eclipse to create a first new project? Already project is created. Okay. Now I'll go to that src test Java folder. I will click here. I will try to create a package first. Package. Go to the folder. Right click package. So I could give that package name as test. Finish. And then you need to create a class first. Right click here. Okay, click on new, click on class, right? First is your project folder, then your package, then your class. Okay, here you can give any class name. So this is a Java class we are creating, session1. I can give something called session1, and I need to select the public static void main. In case you are creating a Java class, so you need to always select the main method. I'll discuss it in the Java topic. You don't need to worry about that. This is called public void static main. Now you understood the main method is required to start your journey in the Java Selenium. So here this is the main method created, and you could see the package is test, class name is session1, and this is the main method. It will be start with the second bracket, end with second bracket, and it will also main method will start with second bracket, end with second bracket. Now in case you want to print something in the console, right, in the IDE, you need to type something called SOISO, system.out.println. That is the method available to print something in the console in Java using Java. So type SOISO. In case you don't know all the part, you type SOISO, press Control Spacebar from your laptop or desktop. Control Spacebar. Automatically you will get all the suggestion. So SOISO, right? SOISO UT. That is the method name. It will print all the standard out, right? Now in case you want to print out as a string format, you can say hello Java within the double quote because it is string, and you need to end that line with the colon. Now save your code. Right click here. You try to run as Java application. You could see that console is being printed hello Java because that is the string you want to print it through here with the help of the SOISO method. System.out.println, that method will print you something output, right, in the console, and that is the string you want to print it because string should be within the double quote in Java. All the line of code, whatever you are writing it here, it should be within the semicolon. Now in case you want to run couple of more code, right, you can ping here, right, say Java world. Okay, say Selenium Java. Save it and again try to run it. Okay, you could see here hello Java first line, second line Java world, third line Selenium Java. And you can remove the code, everything, delete it, or in case you want to comment this stuff, right, you can select all the code and you can go to the source, you can add block comment, right, it will be commented out, means code will be there but it will not be impacted. Now if you run it, nothing, no output will be displayed in the right console, blank, because all the lines has been commented out. So that is the way you can start your journey setup first. Okay, I Selenium setup I still did not do it completely, but this is the way setup is done. Okay, I will take a pause, guys. Any questions?
Hey, hi, Haradhan.
Mm,
Amrita here.
mm,
There was one question
yeah, tell me.
in interview. They asked me that what are CLA needs?
Sorry?
What are the CLA needs?
Yes, Selenium API, right? You could see here. Okay, these are the parts Selenium API, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could see So I will show you. Okay, that I'll cover it. Okay, apart from any questions, I'll cover it because that is the thing I thought I will cover
Okay.
whenever I'll be calling that one. Okay,
Right.
so there are a lot of this is the called jar file, and this is if you expand the jar file, this is called package, right? And if you open that one, right, you could see these are the called dot class. This might be interface or this might be class. So how could I understand this interface or a class? So I know that couple of interface called WebDriver, right? Just select web. Okay, WebDriver. The extension is dot class, but it's not like the class. Don't get confused with the extension. Okay. Now if you expand it, you could see something called WebDriver, right? How could you understand? You could see I word, right? Okay, that means it's interface. I word, right? And in that WebDriver interface, these are the lot of methods available, right? These are the methods. This WebDriver interface has a lot of interfaces available, navigation options, all these interfaces, and these are the methods available. Okay, now if you go to the other dot class file, okay, say I will go to the other dot class file. Say hold on. Okay, alert is also interface. Okay, if you expand it, right, this is the interface I, right? If I expand the by dot class file, you could see by is C, right? This is class, and these are the different method, right? It's available.
Yes.
These are the method, and these are the interface of the other class available also. Okay, that is the way it's API where you can all get all the details, all the interface, all the thing. But first you need to go to the API file, then you can get the package, and within the package you will get the different class file, and where you can get the different class interface and relevant method. Okay, now I will start with Selenium, maybe for any driver, any browsers. So say I need to go with Chrome driver. So what I need to do? I need to copy that code. Sorry, we need to call that code Web Driver Manager, right? Say I do not know full term. I have written something called WebDriver M. Again, you have tried something called SYSO. Similarly, we type something and press Control Space Bar. It is giving you suggestion, right? Okay, this is the class. Okay, C. And from where it is coming? It is coming from io.github. Right? Bonicarcia.wdm package. Okay. Then dot Chrome driver, right? You could see. It is coming from WebDriver Manager. Chrome driver. Then dot setup. Setup is the method. It is coming from the WebDriver Manager. Return type is void. Because last thing you need to call is return type means it will not print anything. Void means it will do the actions only, but it will not print anything. So you don't need to worry about. Try to understand that way, so that you can answer all the questions. So sometimes people used to write recapture all this stuff in their brain. No need at all. No. As soon as you will be doing something R&D, you can get everything. You type some of the class, press dot, all the methods will be, you can get it. And you can get all the details. Simple thing. You could see. If you press your cursor on the WebDriver Manager, right, you could see parent driver manager coming from this one. Press your cursor on the Chrome driver. Press your cursor on the web setup, all this stuff, right? You can get everything details. Okay, that part is done. My setup is done for the Chrome driver. Then what I will do? I will create an object or instance for the Chrome driver with the help of the WebDriver interface. So you cannot create an object or instance directly for the interface. Right now, don't get confused. Right, initially couple of times you might not get clarity completely. Once Java is covered, then you can try to correlate it. Okay. So after 2 sessions, I will stop and I will cover all the Java 4 sessions. Then I will come to the again the complex area. Okay. So this is the called WebDriver okay interface. So if you just press WebDriver, press Control base again, you can get the WebDriver. This is the interface coming from org.openkey.selenium package. Then you can create an object called driver or object or instance sometime called, right, equal to new Chrome driver. Now you could see some error message is coming. What is the error message? Can you anyone tell me why this error message is coming here? These are the question might be coming. Anyone taking interview, the question might be coming. So that is the way, that is the practical thing. You don't need to worry about the theoretical part. Simply try to understand from the practical standpoint. So whatever way I showed you, right, that is the way you can give the answer. So you can go to all the details. You can, what are the different packages available, what are the different, right, jar file is available, right, all this stuff you can get it like that. Okay, so can anyone tell me what the error is coming? This error, Chrome driver cannot be resolved a type, right, cannot be resolved to a type. Why? Because Chrome driver, right, something is there but which is not able to understand here Eclipse. So what I need to do, I need to click here to some suggestion. So now you could see this creating some suggestion, giving a suggestion. Either change it to Chrome Driver Manager, or create a class something called name Chrome Driver, or change it to WebDriver, or import that relevant package org.openqa.selenium.com. That is the thing, Chrome Driver is coming. Now import it. Now mouse it over, you could see a message gone. Now this is the thing is coming. Okay, Chrome driver using a default. Now you could see red message gone, warning is there, right, yellow warning color. Why? Because this is a driver object I have created but I did not use it anywhere. So that is the reason warning message is coming, but that is not a problem at all. Code red is completely blocker, you cannot execute your code, it is a failure. But warning is something is used, seeing you that you have created but you did not use it there, but that is not a source stopper or hard stopper. So what I will do, I have tried to initiate that one. So I have set up the Chrome driver, I have tried to create an object called driver. Now what I will do, I will try to launch a browser. Okay, I will, okay, so try to do launching a browser. So driver dot window, sorry, driver dot, okay, what is the stuff, manage. Okay, manage is coming from the WebDriver. WebDriver is primary interface. Within the WebDriver there is an optional interface, right? Manage dot window again. Window is again from the optional interface. Window is again interface. It's coming as a window. Dot maximize. You could see now. This is the method, right? Return type is void. It is coming from the window, which is actually coming from the WebDriver. It will maximize the screen. Now we call it something called driver dot get. You could see get. This is a method, right? It will load a new page in the current browser. In the right side you could understand, right here all the details will be there. This is done using a HTTP post operation, and this method will block until the load is complete, right? So if you call the method, how the method will be there? In method it will be showing what type you need to enter. You need to enter something called string, right, as a parameter. Return type will void, means it will not return anything, it will just do the actions, and it is coming from the WebDriver interface. Now here you need to give that string URL. So any URL you want to open, you can give it. Say suppose I want to open the Google URL. Within the double quote as a string. Okay, this part will be learning. Now simply do it. Now my code is done. I have set up the Chrome driver, I have created an object for the Chrome driver, I have tried to maximize my window, and I have tried to launch the Google page. So that is my code I have written. Now let's try to run it. So it will try to first launch the Chrome browser. Okay, it will maximize the browser. Now it will try to load that google.co.in thing in that browser. It is still working. You could see the red button, right? You could see now it's open and Google page loaded, right? So this is the way I have skipped written with Selenium. Now it is not Java because this is coming from the Selenium. These are the stuff is coming everything from the Selenium. WebDriver Manager is coming from Selenium. WebDriver is coming from Selenium. Driver Manager is coming from Selenium. Jar file. Get method is coming from the Selenium. WebDriver method. WebDriver interface. So here we are using Selenium. Are you able to get the query solution, Amruta?
Yes.
Anyone any doubt? Because this is the fast understanding. After you can do a lot of coding, but how the project you are setting up, how the thing is coming, right? How one is integrated with the other thing, that you need to understand first. You don't need to keep anything in a memory. No, nothing is required. You just follow the step by step. That's all. You can give the clarity to anyone. Explanation is required to give it. That is the way it is behaving. I am not searching something new. No, I am just try to using that step by step way, and I am getting the everything from the way step by step. Right? That is the way. So that is the stuff you need to first understand. How dependency is getting added, how all this jar file is coming, and in the jar file, how interface is there, class is there. Within the interface, how many interface there, how many method is there. What is the method, right? Method all about. What is the method body, right? Parameter you need to give. What is the method return type? Those are the part you can get to know. From which interface class it is coming, and how, what is the importance, how you can use it. Those part you need to understand first. Okay, anyone any doubt? Aniket?
Yes,
Ramkrishna?
sir. If you go to that code,
Yeah, sure.
if you have written here at 15 line,
Mm-hmm.
WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome
Ha
driver.
ha.
So this driver, we need to return driver. Yeah, we can.
You can use driver one, not be a problem. So you can to change it. That is the variable we are giving by our name, na? Not be a problem. It will still work same way. So whatever new you can give it, right?
Right. Okay.
Okay. So suppose this is the way I already give it, right? So now I do want to do the setup for the G code driver or Firefox browser. So what I can do? I can do it. Dot Firefox dot setup. Okay, right? This part I can comment it out, copy it. Here I will be using WebDriver. So that is the way, because your thing will be unique. It should be unique. Variable should be unique in your code class always. So it's will be working fine, right? One driver will be working with that one, and one driver will be working here. So here I can, maybe I can change it to Facebook. Okay. So it should be unique. Your object or instance should be unique always. Here if you see formatting is not correct, right? Go to the source. I think there is something option called format, right? Automatically formatted. Okay, now I want to deal with two browsers, Firefox driver and Chrome driver, where I have given the driver one and here I am given driver. Okay, now step by step it will work. So first it will open in the Firefox browser and second will work in the Chrome browser. Facebook will open in the Firefox, right? You could see Firefox browser is opening. Okay, and then second one it will try to open in the Chrome browser, right?
Okay.
Is it good or not?
Yeah. Good.
Cool. So this part I want to comment out, say source, comment it. Training perspective, let's comment out, okay, instead of removing all this stuff. Okay, don't remove the code. Let's try to play around. Okay. Now next part, what I will do. This is the part I already know. Let you know how to rerun the code as well. Then I will cover the most important API commands, right, for the browser. So get part you already seen. What is the way? Navigate to the intended web page, right? This is the one. Then if you want to do maximize, to maximize the focus browser, driver.manage.window.maximize. If you want to close it, right, close only focus driver, you can use driver.close. If you want to close all the browsers for the same thing, you can use quit. If you want to navigate from the one to another, you can use navigate.to, right? Let's use it. So my already Google already open, right? I want to use driver.navigate, driver one that is not calling, navigate dot to, and I want to use other web page, right? Say it was Facebook. I want to navigate from the other to one to another. This is the web driver one. Then again I can use driver one dot back, sorry, navigate dot back, right? Okay, then I can again navigate to forward, whatever way you should do, right? Will forward. If I want to refresh it sometime, dot refresh and close or quit, right? I can use the driver dot close. Okay, so let's try to run it. It will do very fast. You will not able to understand how fast it will be there. Execution will be how fast. Okay, you could see it's opening Google, then right Facebook, then again Google, again Facebook, refreshing, closing, right? So in case in the initial part you want to see debug the stuff, you want to see everything, you can do whatever way, you can do some wait time. So thread dot sleep, that is the thing, we can use it for the wait, some 2 second I can give it, so that it will wait for 2 seconds for every time. But it's not recommended to use it, okay? Instead of that we can use implicit wait. That part I will cover it. So as soon as you are using thread.sleep, there is some error message is coming. So you need to either some surround with try catch block and give some source declaration. So I'll be giving something called exception. That is the one time activity. After that, for every step, let's give some 2 second timeout so that you could see what's way it is happening. Okay, so that is the way you can understand. And now, apart from that, next slide I'll cover it here only. So there are three important operation, web page operation. You can do it. You can get the title of the page. Page source is not required though much. So you can get the page source of the current browser. You can get the current URL, whatever URL open. So here I'll do one thing. So after Google is open, say I want to get the title. Okay. Okay. Driver one dot get title. Right. It will print me the title. And then again I can print something called get current URL. I can print in the console dot get current URL. So every time after opening to the Google page I can check, even after opening to the Facebook I can check. That is the way every time I can check whether my thing is working fine or not, right? All this stuff. So everything, that whether it's a backing forwarding, after that is giving the current URL or not. So that is the way you can check. Now let's try to run it. It is opening Google, we wait for 2 seconds. After that, navigating to the Facebook, wait for 2 seconds. Navigating back to the Google page again, wait for 2 seconds. After that, going to the Facebook, again refreshing the Facebook page, and then really quitting the page. Right? So first time, after opening the Google page, I have tried to get my title and the current URL. So that is the thing is printed out. Second time, after opening the Facebook page, I wanted to print out the title and the current URL. So that is the things printed out. So that is the way you can verify as well. So we can have lot of assertion point that will be covered in later point of time. Okay, how we can validate that expected thing matching on the expected actual or not. That will cover later. Okay, so that is the stuff also work. So any questions before going to the next slides? Are you able to understand, guys? Or I am going too fast?
No, fine.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay, try to understand. Okay, don't see like you have to recapture everything. No, try to logically understand, because that is the way like your thing will be kind of theoretical, more theoretical, not the practical one. Okay, whatever I mean training I used to give, I always wanted to make sure that people should understand practical logic. Because in the interview also they will ask all these practical questions. Theoretical question you can give it, right? Okay, just kind of remember, but practical thing you cannot give it until you are having the complete thing. And this kind of stuff nobody will be covering it, right? Okay, this is a very logical way. Okay, so that once you are going through the stuff, then you can get the idea completely. Okay. The next one is locator. So as of now we already do the operations, like what are the browser operation, we can do all this stuff, but how you need to understand each and every element here, right? Okay, then only you can do some operation. Okay, then how you can understand the element? This is the element you can understand through locator technique. Okay, so the locator can be termed as an address which identifies a web element uniquely within the web page. Locator are the HTML properties of a web element. element locator are common for all our browsers. In case you are doing Safari browser, Chrome, Firefox, does not matter. It should be common across all the browser. There are diverse range of web element available in any web page. It can be text box, edit box, checkbox, drop down, right, combo box, button, radio button, link or hyperlink, image, web table, frame, all this stuff might be there. So you need to understand all the thing, right? Then we can do the operation. First you need to understand. First you need to identify the element. Then we can do the operation. But in case you are not able to identify, there is no point of operation. So how can you do it? How can you understand this part? So you need to open the page. You need to mouse over to any element, whatever you want to do. Right click. Okay, you can click on the inspect. Otherwise, you press F12 button. F12. Okay, this is the right side. It will be displayed. Inspect one. Click on that one. Mouse it over and to any page. Right? You could see. This is the Facebook page. You could see. This is the thing is coming. Okay. This is the properties. IMG called tag name. Sometime interview will ask that how many tag you already seen in the right web page. So IMG tag for image, SRC tag might be for image, div tag is for that normal web table, right? Then there might be right tag called input tag. Okay, you could see it's for text box, all this stuff. Like there might be button tag. Okay, might be you could see button tag for button. There might be anchor tag for link or hyperlink. You could see anchor tag, a tag, link or hyperlink. So that is the way you need to understand the tag first. Then there are a lot of properties. Okay, input is the tag name. By input tag you cannot understand what is this all about. It can be a text field, it can be radio button, it can be checkbox as well through input tag. But you need to also refer the combo part called type. So input is anything, then type equal text means a text field, type equal radio means it is a radio button, type equal to checkbox, like that is the way. So this is the class is this class. This name is email, ID is email. How can you get it? There is a triple dot, right? Copy that one, go to that one, right click, copy, and you can copy the element. Open notepad and paste it here. So this is the okay, this is the properties. Sorry. Okay, type is input. Sorry, tag is input. Type equal to text. Class equal to this. Name equal to email. ID equal to email. Other attribute. All the attributes are here, right, for this field. Now I could see. Okay, already everything I understood how to inspect the element. Now I will understand what the different element locators available in the Selenium. ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, CSS XPath. Okay, how to understand? Driver.find element. Driver means the WebDriver right, object. Here, in our case, is driver 1. Find element is the method. By.id, and here you need to give the ID name or class name or name. ID name in case those attributes is available or class attribute is available, then you can call it. Here, ID is attribute. This is the value, right? Name is the parameter, is the value. So I can use it. Class is there. I can use it. Okay, apart from that, in case it's a link, right, then there will be some link or partial link text, right? If you just go to the link here, any link, you could see this is the text of the link. So you can use the full text, or you can use, in case a very big link text, you can use the partial link text. So this is the other two is there, link text, partial link text. Tag name part, right, in case multiple things is there, that part I will cover to next session. CSS XPath I will cover the next session. In case you are not able to use those any of the locator in the first 6, you need to use CSS or XPath, and you need to create by your own. Otherwise you can take the default, but sometimes default might not work. So you could see if you just highlight any of the element, right, in case suppose say name, ID, class name is nothing is available, or they are not working. Sometimes they might be available, but they are not working. In next session I will show you why name is available, ID is available, still that is not working. So you need to create your own XPath CSS. Or default is there, default something might not be working. What might be the reason? That will be learning next session. So you could see option called copy, right? Option called JS path, XPath, right? Or selector. Selector is nothing but the CSS. JS path something in some of the other tool you can use it. And XPath also something. Copy XPath, if you copy it, you paste it, that is the default XPath system is giving. Okay, you don't need to create anything. But if you manually create also, you can create like that way. That is not be a problem. So that is giving. In case that is working, that is good. But that might not work, the default one. So that is the reason you need to create your own XPath or CSS. Okay, now let's try to identify something like that. Okay, let's try to do some work around here. See, I already opened that say Facebook page, right? Okay, let's this part, let's comment out all this part. Okay, this part is not required at all. And instead of Google, I just want to open to the Facebook page. Okay, my Facebook page open, but after that I want to interact with this particular thing element, right? So what I need to do, I can go something called driver dot find element, driver1 dot find element, right? By dot id name class name, anything is available here with this part, any of the id 8 factor. Okay, so driver or driver1 is the object instance reference for the WebDriver. Find element is the method. By is again a predefined class in Selenium. ID is the element locator attribute, and that is the value. Okay, so by dot whatever is available, name is there, so I can use name. By dot name, and that corresponding value I can give it. By dot name, and then value I can give it. Okay, and now it is a WebEdit field, so I can send something, right? Send value. So that send is the method through which I can send some value called Haradhan. Okay. Okay. So that is the way I can do it. Now let's try to run the code and let's see what's happening. So it will open the Facebook page. It will identify the email field. It will enter the value called Haradhan. You could see it's getting entered. Now say this particular field I need to use it n number of times. So is it possible to copy the code every time? No. Right. So what I can do, I can break that one into that one. So this part I can just create a web element. Web element is the class interface coming from the Selenium. I can create something called email field, right? Email text, that is the field, right? Object I am creating or variable I am creating, and I am pasting it. So that I can call n number of times. Okay, you need to import that web element. Sorry, this one is not required at all. I need to import the web element. Okay, now this particular thing I can use it n number of times. Dot send this. So that I only one time declaration, and then that particular variable I can use it n number of times. So it will still work same way. Right? So that is the way you will understood. What is the use of reusability? Right? What is the use of creating the variable object, and how can I use them? So in case something changes, I will change only one place, and after that automatically everywhere that will be used. Right? It's still working same way. Okay, this part slowly you will be learning what is the way you need to use the different locators. I'll be covering by next sessions. And this WebEdit box we are talking about, right? So what are the different operations we can do on the WebEdit box? I already shown you, right, how to enter some value in the web element field with the help of send keys. Then you can also check whether is WebEdit box is displayed or not. That is the automation objective. Whether the field is displayed or not. The other is how can you wait, right? Add something. In case it is displayed, whether it's enabled, then only you can add the value. After adding the value, you can clear the value or not, or you can get the attribute as well. So what I will do, before entering the value, I will first check whether it's a displayed or not. So this is the email field. I could see I will use n number of times. Dot is enabled, right? Is displayed. Okay, anyway, I will just call it again. Dot is displayed first. Okay, it will give you the boolean return type, true or false. It is coming from the web element interface. That is the method. It is return type is there, means it will return something in the console. Right? Whether it is enabled, then I will add the value. Then I will again clear the value. Dot clear method is there. It will not display anything, it will clear the value. After that I can add something again, new value. So that is the stuff I can do with the WebEdit box. You could see it's entering and again it is clearing and again entering. You can give some thread time if you want to understand. Thread, sorry. Thread dot sleep, so 3 second thread you can give 3 second, 3000 millisecond, so that after entering it will clear and after enter, right? It will stay for 3 seconds, and then the new value will be entered. You could see Haradhan, it will stay for 3 seconds. It will clear the value and it will enter new thing. That is the way you can do it. Okay. The now last one, basically for the WebEdit box, you can check the attribute, different attribute, get attribute. What are the attribute? These are the attribute, name, and this is the value. ID is the attribute, class is the attribute, this is the value, type is the attribute, this is the value. These are the one, right? Aerial label is the attribute, and this is the value. So how can you get it? SO, right? Email text, that is the variable, and then I can call the something called get attribute, right? And this here you need to give what you want to print. Okay, get attribute, and I can say suppose I want to text, right? That one I want to print it out. Let's see, text, this is the attribute, right? I want to get, sorry, type, not the text is the value, so I can just do it. Okay, you could see value is coming as text. What is type? Type is text. Now if you want to get the class attribute, you can get it, all the thing, value, corresponding value. So that is the way you can check whether what is the WebEdit properties, right? You can get the class, value will be displayed, right? Based on that, you can get the email name, so it will be value will be email. You can get that something called area label, the value will be email address or phone number, right? You can get something called data hyphen test ID, that will be royal hyphen email. So that is the way. These are the different stuff you can do with the WebEdit box. You can check whether it's displayed or not. You can check whether it's enabled or not. You can check, enter the value, you can clear the value, you can get the activity, you can re-enter the value. Okay, now you can get to the, right? What is the type? Is text. What is the class? Class is this, input text till 6ly, whatever is there, right? And what is the name? Email. What is the data labels? Email address or the phone number, right? This one, data area label, and data hyphen test ID is royal hyphen email, that is also coming here. So that is the way you can deal with that email field, sorry, not email field, text field. Now you already seen about that, right? Name, ID, all this stuff, name. Similarly, if you want to change it to class, right, sorry, ID, so you can change the ID, right? There is something called ID, right? ID, name, class name. Link text partial link is only applicable for the for that link or hyperlink. Okay, in case something is not available, not working, we can use the CSS expert. That part I will cover in the next session, no worry. So here you can also use, instead of name, you can use change it to ID. That is the one of the element locator, and the value you can also change. What is the change of same, right? Same value. So that will not be impact. Now if you run it, again it will show the same way. Okay, anything, any of the element 8 to 11 element locator, anything you can use it. It will still work. Save it and let's see you are getting the same output or not. Because any of the way you can do it, right? It does not matter which element locator you use it, but it will still work the same way. Either ID, name, class name, all this stuff is working same way, right? Okay, now I'll go how to use link text or partial link text, especially for the link, right? Okay, so what are the different things we can do on the link? In case it's a link, we can again check first is enabled or not, displayed or not, then I can click on the link. So sometime it opens something, or sometime it might open new window as well. Okay, so let's see a link. We will use the link text and partial link text both. let's see a link. This is the forgotten password link, right? Let's copy the properties again, copy element. Okay, this is the text, right? Forgotten password. This is the complete text including question mark. Okay, so what I will do again, I will try to create something web element. Web element here. What is the web element name? I can give say forgotten password link. Forgotten password link. That is the variable I can give it. So driver dot find element by dot link text. In case you are link text using, you need to give the exact text, complete text parameter, right? So here you need to give something within the double quote, complete text, complete one, complete this one within the anchor tag. So not the partial one, otherwise it will not work. Okay. Okay. Now similar way you can use link dot is displayed first, dot is displayed, so it will give you the boolean true or false, then whether again so dot is enabled, selected only applicable for radio or checkbox, then dot click, that is the operation we can do it for the link. Return type is void, so it will just do the operation, not return type anything, but this is the boolean return type, true or false, so it will keep always true. Then only in case link is enabled, visible both, then only you can click on the link, right? Otherwise not. It will open the page, it will click on the forgotten password link, so it is going to the new page, right? Now you could see both are coming as true. So that is the way I have used that link text. Okay, but now in case you want to use the partial link text, so what you need to do, any partial component which is unique in the page, partial link text, not the full link text is required, but that text should be unique in the page. So say I will be using that part only. Password question mark, that should be unique only. Password might not be unique, but password along with the question mark, that should be unique. Any partial part will work, not the full part is required. So in case you are not giving any backend, you could see error message is coming, right? Only some syntax error. In case you just try to still forcefully want to execute, it will throw you the error because syntax error. You could see which line number 25, right? Syntax error. Insert that link is missing, right? You could see that is the it will giving you the error, and you can fix it. Okay, so again it is clicking the links with the partial link also. So whatever is anchored, sorry, this one part I will cover in the next session. So class part you can also use the class part, but here in case some space is there, that part will not work, right? There is a space, so you need to give only the part where there is no space. So that is the problem with the class. As far as the spaces work, that part in case give complete part, that will not work. So without the space, that part in case it's unique, that will work for the class tag, right? Element locator. So this are the thing is already covered. So whatever is there, especially for the tag name, CSR expert, I will be covering in the next session, where there will be completely extended sessions on the how to create your own custom expert CSR. All this part will be covered. Okay, I will be going through once more time so that you can get some idea, and in case you are having any questions, I will be happy to discuss it. So software testing part, I already let you know the what is the importance of testing. So without testing, independent team, right? Now might a lot of defect might be we can missed out. So we need to start with the smaller one, unit system integration end to end. There are non-performance testing available, right? Like stage, endurance, security, all this stuff. So 7 testing principle also we need to follow it whenever we are testing. We need to meet the requirement, right? Testing should be performed by the independent team. It should follow the Pareto analysis part, right? Early testing should be starting at the and early defect should be there so that it will save both money and right we can manage this delivery schedule. Automation testing, especially we can do to avoid many manual work, any kind of gap, any kind of right human error, all this stuff. right? We need to first calculate the ROI before starting our journey, POC, then we can go. We need to automate something which is really giving you the real-time benefit, right? We should first automate the smoke suit, sanity suit, build validation to detection part, then you can go to the other one. Before automation testings to be started, right, we need to make sure that the application is stable, requirement is stable, right, and then you can create the automation testing. But you need to always focus on how to use the optimize that effort, right, how you can use the reusability. You'll be writing it one time, you'll be using it n number of times. That is the use of the automation. In case something need to be changed, that part you will only change it, and then you can get the reusability. You need to find out what tool you can use, whether what is the different application type, whether you can go for the free tool, license tool, in-house tool, all this stuff, right? Whether this tool having the resources, skill set or not. These are the part you need to consider purchasing. So automation testing lifecycle planning to design to enhancement, then running your script and then producing the result, logging the defect. Selenium WebDriver will be using, especially Selenium WebDriver 4, which is combined of Selenium RC and WebDriver, and Selenium Grid is used for the distributed parallel testing. Advantage is free tool, it support different languages, different browser, different operating system, and like distributed testing also possible. Disadvantage is not is a free tool, so no object repository concept, no proper support guidance, right, and to require the programming language to interacting, no custom library, you need to create it. So precondition is you need to install Java, any version Java beyond Java 11. Once Java is installed, you need to set up the path and home variables. Any ID is fine. You can use IntelliJ, Eclipse, Visual Studio, VS Code, etc. And you can create a Java project. You can create a Maven project. But in case you are creating a Maven project, you need to add all the dependencies into the Maven pom.xml file. You need to go through from the Maven repository path. Maven is nothing but a build validation tool, so that you don't need to manually all the jar files. You can give the dependency in the pom.xml file. After everything you can create it. So you can create a Maven project first, right? There will be so lot of folders will be there, and the pom.xml file you can add the dependency. So all your jar file will be added to your project. After that you can create a project, right? In the dependency part, as part of dependency part, you need to install Selenium Java, right? Jar files, dependency or the WebDriverManager, right? After that you can test anything with the Chrome diaper, Firefox diaper, everything. You can create a Maven project, then you can create a package, then you can create a class, right, where main execution will start from the main method, and you can use the SOSM method to print something in the consoles, right? You can set up the stuff, right, with creating object for instance for the WebDriver interface using the relevant like browser Chrome diaper or the Firefox diaper class. Then you can call different thing, right, API commands to, right, open a browser, maximize it, to navigate from the one page to another page, to back or forward that part, refresh the page, close the browser. You can get the title of the page, get window title, right, get current URL, get the title with the help of that part. WebDriver operation you can do it. So element locator is nothing, right, because every element in the web page you need to understand first, thoroughly investigate it, identify the properties, then only you can do the operation, right? So there are a lot of a number of elements there, but there are 8 different element locator techniques available: ID, name, class name, right, tag name, link text, partial link text. In case nothing is working or nothing is available, you can create your own CSS or XPath. So finally is the method for that. Okay, in case you want to do some operation with the WebEdit box, you can send keys some values, you can check whether it's displayed or not, enabled or not, you can clear the value, you can get the attribute as well. In case you want to, right, do some operation on the link, right, your hyperlink, you can check whether it's displayed or not, enabled or not, or click on that option. So these are the different stuff is covered today's session, and next session, right, there are a lot of other stuff will be covered, and after second session I will go to the Java. So next 4 day, 3 to 6 session will be covered the Java part. We'll be learning the right complete basic to advanced Java. After that we will go to the remaining Selenium WebDriver, and then we will start to test NG. So once you confident, then we will last 3 session will be purely on the framework development. Okay, so that is the way we will cover it, and slowly you will be learning the stuff, but you need to do the practice. Any problem, let me know, we can discuss it. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.